Hello everyone, it's your friendly boy, Jet Black the One Only here with another exciting live stream, and in this video, we're going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. Some AI Dungeon 2. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. I noticed that we got Volt and Nostalgicade Gaming already in the live chat. Let me read some of these live chat messages. Volt said, yo, what's good? Yo, Volt, welcome. Nostalgicade Gaming said, what's up? Hey guys, how's it going? How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics like talk about on the stream? Volt said, yo, I got an anime suggestion for you, Jet, if you can find it. It's called Claymore, and that story had me screaming at my television. I actually saw a little bit of Claymore back in the day. It used to be on Netflix. My friend Ethan got really into it. I watched a little bit of it, and I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like fully get into it. Kratos said, dang it, I forgot to vote. No problem, my guy. So it looks like today we're going to be doing AI Dungeon 2. Um, I went to play.aidungeon.io. Here we go. It took me to the normal AI Dungeon page at first, which really threw me. So let's see. They've added a whole bunch of new stuff, but I don't know what all the new stuff is. I guess I'm gonna skip past it for now. Volt said, once you get to the end, you'll understand the hype. He said it's a bit slow at first. Nasudke Gaming said, how are you, Kratos? Let's see. So it looks like we're gonna do another multiplayer stream. So let me start a multiplayer story. Do you guys want to continue a previous multiplayer story that we've done in the past? Or do you guys want to do like a new multiplayer story? And instead, oh, Kratos said, I'm great, thank you. Nice. Because we can always start fresh or we can continue an old one. If we continue the Heart of Heroes one that we did before, then what I would want to do in that situation is I would skip my turns because Ejat already did his thing. Volt said, I'm down for either continuing or starting a new one. Well, what do you guys want to do? Kratos said, oh yeah, I forgot about multiplayer. He said, I'm hyped now. I'm glad you're hyped. I guess it would be up to you guys. Because I'm down to continue the Heart of Heroes one. I'm also down to start like a fresh one. We can go any way you guys want. If we do one that we've already started, we could probably jump into the game flow a little bit faster, considering we've already begun one. I kind of prefer to do Heart of Heroes stuff in the Google Doc, if I'll be honest. Because when we do it in AI Dungeon 2, you have to go back, you have to edit so much. Which is why I made Heart of Heroes like a second option on the poll. Uh, so I think I'm actually more inclined to want to do a fresh one. Or doing one that we've done before that just isn't Heart of Heroes, like continuing a different multiplayer one. But if you guys don't care either way which one we do, then I guess I'll just start up a fresh one. Let's see. Volt said it's up to everybody else. He said we don't have all the people who played the past ones. That's true. Let's just do it. Excuse me, a new adventure. Kratos said I'd rather a new one. That way I don't have to address the fact of Furix surviving against Ugrath. Oh goodness. That's gonna have to come up at some point, like how that story went from there. So I'm starting up a new one. Do we want to do fantasy, horror, apocalypse, cyberpunk, battle, or custom? We haven't done horror yet. I did battle with Beth at one point. It wasn't like something we streamed. And the battle one's like everyone's a professional wrestler. And that was interesting, I suppose. It's not what I expected it to be. I didn't expect it to be so grounded. I thought it was going to be a little bit crazier than that. Kratos said, because the only sensible thing story wise would be Furix killing Ugrath, but I don't want to force Volt's character to die in AI Dungeon 2. Well, you can't force anybody's character to die. You could try to kill Ugrath in AI Dungeon 2. You can attempt to do stuff. I don't know if you'd kill him though. Kratos talking like it's a guarantee. We'll see. Volt said, let's try cyberpunk or horror. Well, cyberpunk, it wouldn't be like trying. It would be like we're just doing it again. Because we do cyberpunk a good bit. Kratos said, I'd like to do fantasy. Volt said, Ugrath won't die so easily. Ugrath is a G. That is true. He is indeed a G. I kind of want to go horror. Kratos, would you also be down for the horror? Also, they need to add like a friends category for AI Dungeon 2 because now I have to like remember you guys' usernames. Send your AI Dungeon 2 usernames to your boy so I can add you to the game. I'll also need your character names. I like that we can all use the remember command because that way we don't have to seed the remember command based off of like one person entering stuff, which is nice. So you guys can all add character details whenever. Let's see. Volt said I'm down for horror, and then he said my username is Dead Smiles. I got you. Do 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 do. Kratos said horror is fine. What would you like your character name to be, Volt? Oh, I keep forgetting your thing's like a lowercase d. You always send it uppercase. Oh, wait. Is it not lowercase d? It didn't like what you sent. Is the 3 supposed to be before the 4? Okay, the 3 is supposed to be before the 4. Let's see. Kratos said Heart of Cards. Okay, got you. Volt said, I'll be Jake, the man whose looks are so good you can't look at his face. And he said, my bad, no problem at all. So I just added Volt. Now I'm about to add Kratos. Kratos, what would you like your character's name to be? Also, guys, don't forget when you pop into the game to edit the remember command. So it said that it didn't recognize Heart of Cards, Kratos. Do you have like a capital or a space or any dashes or hyphens or anything in your name? That you maybe have forgotten to include here? It says, could not find user with name Heart of Cards. Please check spelling and casing. I can experiment with it if you want. Like, is it like capital H or something? It's not capital H. It didn't recognize that. Is it like capital H, capital O, capital C? Is it like that? Like Heart of Cards? No, it's not that either. Interesting. Okay. Heart of Cards. Are there any like extra spaces or anything weird like that? It doesn't look like it. Let's see. Kratos said capital H and C. You guys gotta send me it in the proper format. Here we go. Yep, that was right. Volsa, by the way, that was a joke. Jake is an ugly fucker. Good to know. Um, oh, Kratos, what would you like your character's name to be this time around? Kreia. Who else wants to jump in? By the way, we can add players at any time. Then Kratos said, wait, no. Okay, what would you like me to change it to? I can actually still edit it if you want to have a different name. If you don't want to be Kreia. Chrysius. Here we go. Okay, and now let's pop it off. I say as I'm like, where do I actually start the game? I have it in like a small window. And I'm like, is the window just too small for me to see the start button? I legit don't see the start button. How do you start it? We've done this before, and I don't think I've ever had this problem. Where I like don't see the button. Let's see. Volt said we need to get Godzilla in here. Agreed. And then Kratos said male Kreia. When you guys are on AI Dungeon 2 and you guys try to do the multiplayer stuff, have you guys had any issues trying to figure out how to start the game? Because because I'm looking or anything like that. Like, let me show you what I have on my screen. So like on my screen, I have like the instructions set up, right? I have the title, which I just put as today's date. I have supervised mode on. I picked horror. I have all the characters here. There's add character, and then there's like nothing down here. Like it's not like there's like a button here or anything. And then there's no like save button or play button or anything up here. But I feel like normally you hit something up here. Volt said try press and enter. Did nothing. I'm not entirely sure what's currently going on. Do you guys want to do it the old-fashioned way? Oh, it flipped the camera around. Do you guys want to do it the old-fashioned way, like the way that we just used to do it? Boom, 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 boom. Kratos said no. Are you like, you don't want to do it the old-fashioned way? You're like, we can make multiplayer work. He said no old-fashioned. Okay. Do you guys want to do a collaborative Heart of Heroes story in the Google Doc? Kratos said refresh. He's legit like, we're just gonna make multiplayer work. We can try. Bolt said, I'm fine either way, to be honest. We can keep trying to get multiplayer working. Okay. Multiplayer. Start new story. Okay, I see the play button now. I wonder what got rid of it before. But now I have to like do all the settings stuff again. So I'm gonna move my phone out of the way real quick. Oh, wait a minute. I was like, my phone wasn't in the way before. Why is it now? It's because I scooted AI Dungeon 2 over from one screen to the other. Let's see. Volt said, oh wow. Yeah, it can be weird like that. I think Kratos was right with the refresh. Basic troubleshoot. Volt said the website was trolling. True facts. Let's see. Put your usernames back into the live chat, but with the formatting that they need. That way we can boom, boom, boom into the session. Because I'm interested in seeing what the horror genre is like. Bum, bum, bum. Bada, bada, bada. Do, 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 do. Bada, bada. So let's see. Do, 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 do. Thank you, Volt. I appreciate it. Okay. And now Kratos. Hit me up with that username with the proper corrections. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm not messing up your name. Chrysius. He said, once I be right back. He said, my cat got outside. Okay. I'll see you when you get back. I hope your cat's okay. Also, thank you for sending that username. Truly appreciate it. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, bum, ba-dum. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum. Hey, hey, bum, 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 bum. Okay, and we should be good. Now I'm gonna hit that. Do you guys need to be online for the play button to work? Volt said, I'm just Jake. Jake the Snake. Volt said, Jake, a slithery boy. Do you guys have to be online to get the multiplayer to work? Because I noticed that I had the play button at the start, and then the play button said, and I'm curious if it's a thing where it's like everyone has to be online or you can't do it. Like maybe Kratos has to open up AI Dungeon 2 for us to actually all play it together. Which, if that's the case, then we can just wait for Kratos. It's not like the end of the world. I might want to get something to drink from the kitchen, though. So I might do that momentarily. Volt said, Kratos, get your ass back here and open AI Dungeon 2. AI Dungeon 2. AI Dungeon, AI Dungeon 2, AI Dungeon 2, AI Dungeon 2, AI Dungeon 2. I tried to do like the Danny Phantom thing with it, and I was like, there aren't a lot of syllables to try and do the Danny Phantom thing with it. What would be the American Dragon Jake Long one? It's like AI Dungeon, do AI Dungeon. Uh, let's see. The Pokemon one seems like it'd be really silly. It'd be like AI Dungeon 2. AI Dungeon 2. AI Dungeon. Let's see. What would be Ben 10 would be weird. AI Dungeon 2, AI Dungeon 2. Yo, Jahid, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Would you like to join in on this AI Dungeon 2? This AI Dungeon 2. Volt said, nah, it'd be more punk rock for the American Dragon one. I mean, American Dragon Jake Long, I don't remember the band that did the first version of it, but the second version of it was the Jonas Brothers, I'm pretty sure. Jahid1 said, what's AI Dungeon? Lol. Wait, what? Jahid, it's been a minute. AI Dungeon 2 it's kind of like a role-playing game where the dungeon master is an artificial intelligence, but in the game you can say anything and do anything you want. We can all play it together, and you'll be able to take your turn through the live chat. Would you like to join in? Kratos, and I'm back. Welcome back, Kratos. I think you might have to be online for me to actually start the game, Kratos. So you may have to open AI Dungeon 2. Volt said, bruh, that intro is hella punk rocky. He said, if I remember correctly, it has rock. Most definitely. Punk rock. Debatable. Pretty sure the second intro is done by the Jonas Brothers. Kratos said, I'm online now. Well, I don't have the play button. It's like I had the play button, past tense. Then after I enter the characters, no play button. I'm trying to see. I'm going to get rid of my character and see if the play button comes back. It did! It did though! What the fuck? Okay, I got rid of my character and the play button came back. So I'm going to add my character and see if that has anything to do with it. Nope, because it's still there. I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay, let's see. Volt said, Kratos open up AI Dungeon. Jahid1 said, what platform is it on? It's on Android, Apple, and your browser. So you can play it like on your computer, but you can also play it on your phone. And it's free, but there's also a premium version, which is what I have. Volt said, I'm talking first anyway. He said, I only watched the first season. You're missing out, Volt. You're missing out on the second season of American Dragon Jake Long. It's pretty good. It ends. It has like a legitimate ending to the show. Volt said, what? Kratos said, better start it now to stop that bullshittery. Fair enough. Let me read out what the AI has said. Jake, Chryseis, and Jet are friends exploring an abandoned mansion. As they enter, they notice the faint smell of a fire burning, and sheet-covered furniture litters the dustied floor. As they make their way through the mansion, they hear the sound of footsteps on creaky stairs. Just then, the doors to the room slam shut. They try not to panic as the door slams shut, but it's clear that something is very wrong here. The three men turn around and see a young woman in her late teens standing behind them with a pistol drawn. Dead smiles. It's your turn. Jaheed 1 said, okay, I'm downloading it. Oh, ballin'. Volt said, I don't have the prompt on my multiplayer option. So you don't see it? You don't see what it says? I just read what it says. More or less what it says is that we're in an abandoned mansion. The door behind us slams shut. There's a young woman in her late teens with a pistol drawn. When people say late teens, I assume that she's like 18. Like she's not quite an adult yet, kind of thing. Well, I mean, no, 18's an adult. Like, she is an adult, but she's not out of her teens. Like, she's probably somewhere between like 18 and I guess 19. There's not a big range if 18's the low end of it. But when I think late teens, that's where I go. Unless she's like 15. That seems like mid teens. That's not late teens. I don't know how to define it. But someone who's like younger than us with a gun. Which, to be honest, if I was actually with like two guys my age and I turned around and a girl who was like a few years younger than me had a pistol, even if it was a guy that was a few years younger than me with a pistol, I think we could take him. I think I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world. If this is what they have for horror, this seems pretty easy to get out of. Kratos said, you gotta back out and open the story back up. He said, like me before last Friday. Vol said, nah, like, it's not letting me see the whole ass story thing. He said, I see the two from before, but not the new one. You might have to refresh to see it, Volt. Jaheed 1 said, wait, so how does multiplayer work? Do you interact/chat with the other players? So the way that multiplayer works, you can play it in two different ways, Jaheed. You can play online, where you use the app in order to take your turns. So the app will tell you when it's your turn, and then you do the actions for your character, and then the story keeps going. Or I can add you as a local player, and I can take your turns for you. So when it gets around to your turn, you can tell me in the live chat what you want to do, and I just type in what you want to do, and then the story flows that way. So you don't even have to have the app to play with us. But if you want to play with us with the app, you can. But AI Dungeon 2, the best way to summarize it is it's like a storytelling game where the AI is like the main author of the story, and we all collaborate on the story by taking turns controlling characters from the character's point of view. Volt said, I'm on the app, and I completely closed AI Dungeon, opened it back up, and it's still not working. Ah, the issue with multiplayer right now, I would say, is that it's still in alpha. And because it's still in alpha, it's not the best. Even though we were technically doing local multiplayer before it was even like added as a thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like AI Dungeon 2 already worked for multiplayer, but somehow they added multiplayer and it doesn't work as well as what we were doing before. It's strange. Kratos said, it's working for me. It's working for me as well. Volt, do you mind if we skip your turn for now to get to Kratos and hopefully we can straighten out what's going on at your end? One thing that I would check is to make sure that you have the most updated version of AI Dungeon 2. Kratos said, yep, it ain't working at all. He said, just skip me. No problem. It is now Kratos' turn. Kratos, what is your next move? Do 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 do. So Beth and I are gonna write a collaborative Heart of Heroes story tonight. We actually wrote a collaborative Heart of Heroes story last night as well. And I asked her to come up with moves for her character so that when we're writing like the battle scene for the story, she'll already have ideas for what her character will do. And one of the moves for her characters was like water ocarina, and I'm like, what does that mean? Because I know that her character can manipulate water, but what does it mean to, like in a fight, if you were like, I make an ocarina out of water? It's like, that's cool, I guess. How is that like offensive though? Oh, Kratos took his turn. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Let's see. Jahid one said, okay, I made an account. What do I do now? I will add you momentarily. Post your username in the live chat. Let's see. So Kratos slowly approaches the girl, speaking with a calm, soothing voice. He says, hey, calm down. It's okay. There's no need for that. Why are you pointing a gun at us? I'm sorry. I thought you were going to hurt me, the girl says calmly. No, we're fine. We came here to explore this place. Well, why did you bring your friend? He looks like he could be a potential threat. Interesting. What the fuck? Who's this girl? Who's this girl? Kratos is trying to be calm with it. But if we're going by like good cop, bad cop rules, then I'm going to punt the girl like a football. Chryseus puts his hand over his face and stutters, trying to find the words to explain himself. Jet takes a deep breath and speaks again, this time in a calmer tone. His eyes dart about, looking for someone who can help him out. That's not at all what I said. I said I was gonna punt her like a football. Retry. Let's go. Let's see. Volt said, yeah, I updated it, and it still isn't working. Looks like I'm sending out this one. I'm sorry to hear that, Volt. Are you sure you don't just want me to add you, like as a local player? Let's see. Jahid said, my username is Jahid. He said, add me whenever. Okay, ballin'. Let's see. Kratos said, wait, what the fuck? What do you mean, wait? Uh, Chrysius steps forward, his face showing concern. His hand touches the girl's shoulder. She doesn't flinch or even react. She simply continues to stare straight ahead. Jet stands back while holding the girl by the arm and looking at her with suspicion. See, that's still not punting her like a football, though. That's not right. Let me revert. It doesn't understand what punt her like a football means. Kick her as hard as I can. That's my goal. Kratos said, Nick, I'm gonna punt her like a football. AI Dungeon 2. Chrysius becomes a little bitch. Kratos said, that's perfect. Volt said, yeah, we can try that, but wouldn't I still have to use my device for local? For local, I would just type in whatever you wanted to do on your turn. Chrysius speaks up again. Jet, he's got a reputation, so I figured you want to have someone who isn't going to get in trouble if anything happens. That's not kicking her. That's not. I don't understand what the game's trying to do. The game's like, what I'll do right now is I'll manage some character stuff. So I'm gonna remove Volt's character Jake, and I'm gonna re-add him as a local character real quick. So I'm gonna add Jake, and then I'm gonna add Jahid. I'm gonna do that real quick. Jahid, what do you want your character name to be? Let's see. Bolt said, oh, okay, let's do that then. Watermelon said, not one person liked. Come on, y'all. Yo, Watermelon, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on this stream? Kratos said, I really liked my character's part, though. The look of concern thing was exactly what I was going for. I'm glad that you vibe. I want the AI to react to me kicking this girl as hard as I can. I normally don't play characters in AI Dungeon 2 who go all out on stupid shit, but I've been watching One Piece recently, and I don't know. I just want to go. I want to go for the kick. She has a gun pulled on us. She's talking about why'd you bring one of your friends? They look like a threat. I don't know. Maybe my character's crazy. Maybe I am a threat. This is the horror genre. Let's go. Let's see. Kratos said, that's fair. Oh, but Jahid, what do you want your character's name to be? Do you want your character name to also be Jahid? You can always change it at any time. But I'm going to add it as Jahid for now. Kratos said Jet and Chryseus gonna box. We'll see. We'll see if Chryseus knows how to box. Okay, so I just edited the story. If I hit the back arrow, it does take me back into the thing. Oh, it says it's Volt's turn. Well, let Volt do his turn then. Let's see. Kratos said, and it ain't gonna be kickboxing. Volt said, oh wait, my autocorrect put an I where there should be a 1 in my username. That might be why it wasn't working. It's supposed to be Dead Smiles, not Dead Smiles. Okay, then here's what we'll do. I'll go back in, I'll remove Jake, I'll add Jake, but I'll add Jake with this username, not the other username, which is someone's actual username. Can you believe, Volt, that means that there's someone else who has your exact username, but it's an I instead of a 1. Like, that has to be a thing then. Volt said, my bad, I apologize. No need to apologize. We just learned some really interesting shit that's very specific. That, like, another person has that exact name, but with an I instead of a 1. Watermelon said, no worries. Volt said, honestly, yeah, that's crazy. Yo, it is now Jahid's turn. Jahid, do you have AI Dungeon 2 open? And do you see the multiplayer game that we have hosted? Whenever I edit the characters, the turn order seems to swap up real quick. Volt said, so you added it? I added the new one that you said. When you said it's supposed to be blank, not blank, I did the first blank. And I added you in. But it says it's not your turn. It says it's Jahid's turn right now. So I'm like, okay, this is Jahid's first time, so I want to give Jahid the hot seat since he's interested in playing. Bum, 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 bum. I added him as Jahid. Watermelon said, Jahid is a nice name. I'm glad you vibe. Volt said, because it still isn't showing up. So AI Dungeon's just being dumb. Dun, dun, dun. I'm sorry to hear that. But, because I don't know how to fix that. I can add you as local again. We can go through that. Watermelon say, yeah, it happens. Let me add you locally again and see if that fixes it. Volt said, I'll just sit out to make it easier. You don't have to sit out. Local is always an option. I got you. Gucci flip-flops, I just said diamonds. Gucci flip-flops, diamonds slipping off. Not slipping, what the fuck? Gucci flip-flops, diamonds dripping off of my Glock. I'm pretty sure is the line. Okay, now let me jump back. So we're still waiting for Jahid to take his turn on the AI Dungeon 2 app. AI Dungeon 2. Kaylee said, "Hey yo, Kaylee, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you like to talk about on the stream? Sometimes I think too fast when talking, and I try to blend words together. So I was ready to say questions, and I was ready to say discussion topics, and then I kept trying to say directions. Like I tried to put the D from discussion and then the questions from questions. I didn't know what to do. Let's see. Volt said, I have a new prompt on the thing, though, called Madness. Yeah, I noticed they added Madness. I don't know what that's about. Kaylee said, did my mom's makeup and hair today? It was fun. Oh, ballin'. When you started it with did, I thought it was gonna end with a question mark, so I read it with a question inflection and then was like, wait a minute, I'm not doing the right thing. Kaylee said, what's going on in y'all's story? So we picked the horror prompt. Essentially, we're exploring an abandoned house, but as soon as we walk in, a woman in her late teens appears behind us with a gun and threatens us. So Kratos' character is like, hey, we're just chill, we're exploring. You don't have to blow our brains out. And then she's like, you seem cool, but what about your friends? One of your friends looks like a threat. And then since then, AI Dungeon 2 has been bugging, so we haven't really been able to do anything. Right now, we're waiting for Jahid to take his turn, but we don't really know if Jahid has made any progress in getting his thing going, so I might skip Jahid for now to keep the game flow going. Okay, Jake, aka Volt. Volt, what would you like to do in AI Dungeon 2? Is your move, Volt. Your move. Kaylee, would you like to join? Kaylee said, nice. Kratos said, correction. AI Dungeon 2 be bugging because Nick trying to punt a bitch. So I did try to kick her as hard as I could, but the way I phrased it before was punt her like a football, but AI Dungeon 2 didn't respond. Volt said Jake walks toward the girl and asks for her name. Everybody's doing this normal shit. Walks toward the girl, towards the girl, and asks her name. There we go. Wah, 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 wah. Kelly said, no, I'll just listen right now. No problem. Watermelon said, Volt, what's your name? Jake walks towards the girl and asks her name. She answers him. He nods his head and speaks. Chryseus takes out his own pistol and aims it at the girl, while Jake fires his pistol at the man who was holding the knife. I like how this really quickly became an episode of the OC. What the fuck? So Jake asks the girl her name, and AI Dungeon 2 answers in the best way possible by saying that the girl answers him but without giving us her name. Bravo. The game then says he nods his head and speaks. Does not say what he says. You just know that it went something something like that. And then it says Kratos' character, Chryseus, takes out his own pistol and aims it at the girl, whose name we know, but we don't, but we should in the context of the story. While Jake, Volt's character, fires his pistol, which I guess he has, at the man who was holding a knife, who is now in the story and wasn't previously. Should we keep that? Should we change that? What should we do with that? Kratos said, wait, what? And he said, no. Volt said, awesome. Kratos said, I like the escalation, but not my part. You want to get rid of the part where you take out your pistol and aim it at the girl? I can get rid of it and make it say Jake fires his pistol at the man who was holding a knife, whoever that is. A matter of fact, I can make this make more sense. I can say, a man holding a knife suddenly appears. And then it's Jake fires his pistol at the man who was holding the knife. Let's see, Kaylee said a man holding a knife came out of nowhere. Quick thinking, Jake. He said, ask the bitch to speak up. She answers, and then you go, bitch, what'd you say? I didn't hear your name. Volt said, I love it. Kratos said, I think it should be altered to Jet pointing the pistol at her. Volt says he likes it. Also, I don't have a pistol. I'm going to use my feet. Volt said, by the way, Madness is kind of like a Mad Libs one, where I ask a bunch of adjectives and nouns. Ooh, I kind of fuck with that. That sounds nice. They should make more Mad Libs ones. Also, it's Kratos' turn, so I guess Kratos is going to go twice in a row. I'm fine with that. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. I want to get something to drink. I am thirsty. We only have 17 minutes left in the stream, though. I could probably wait 17 minutes to get something to drink. I'm gonna drink some more berry boost smoothie. Ba-da-da-ba-bow. Kratos said, I didn't have one either. He said, till one appeared out of my ass. Volt said, Kratos, ask the bitch to speak up. These kids whispering. Chryseus gently lowers the girl's arm holding the gun and stands between her and everyone else, in hopes of preventing any fighting. No one's going to hurt you, not while I'm around. What are you doing here? Kratos, Volt just shot a man. Why are you not addressing that? Kratos is like, this girl is in front of us. That's the most important thing. Volt committing murder? Nah, who cares about that? The AI responds by saying, the man turns his attention back to Jake. You know what happened here. You don't remember, do you? Chryseus steps forward. Yes, I do remember. It was a long time ago, but I still have nightmares about it. Interesting. I don't know how to feel about that response. So when it says the man turns his attention back to Jake, I would like to say, instead of that, the man with the knife, excuse me, clutches a bullet wound and stares directly into Jake's eyes. Because I think that'd be creepier. Let's see, Kratos said, because I gotta protect the girl. He said, I like that. He said, see, it wasn't murder. Kaylee said, she got a gun. Why are you protecting her? Yeah, that's true. Who does she need protection from? The man that Volt shot? Nostalgia K Gaming said, I wish I had time to play. He said, I usually miss out on the AI dungeon stuff. Do you want to play now? You can play now. We can add you, and you can play. Kaylee said, she's psycho and whispering her name. She's shady. She is whispering her name. Beth said, Mama just killed a man. Kaylee said, worse than Charlotte. And then Kaylee said, sing it, Beth. Kratos said, because it didn't even say the man got hit by the bullet. I'm saying the man got hit by the bullet. Drac Valentine said, I'm assuming multiplayer is only joinable on the paid version of AI Dungeon. Anyone can join multiplayer. Only premium users can set up a multiplayer match. Kratos said, how do y'all know I'm not the real murderer? You haven't killed anybody, Kratos. Also, Kratos, do you want to keep in the line that it has you say? Where you say, yes, I do remember. It was a long time ago, but I still have nightmares about it. Because the man's talking to Volt's character, but then you answer him, which I think is interesting. Beth said, at Kaylee, it makes me uncomfortable that you didn't join the sing-along. Nostalgia Kate said, I have to leave in like 30 minutes, and I wouldn't want to disrupt the game. I mean, you have to leave in 30 minutes, but the stream ends in like 13. So, I mean, I don't think it'd be that much of a disruption. Kratos said, that you know. Kaylee said, it makes me uncomfortable that it makes you uncomfortable that I didn't join in the sing-along. Drac said, sweet, thanks. No problem. Are you trying to join in, Drac? Volt said, Land of the Dead. Volt said, love that prompt madness. Love that prompt madness gave me. Interesting. Kratos said, yes, I like that line. He said, I just don't like that it ignored my action completely, but it's fine. I mean, you still could have technically done all that stuff. Let me add a line before that says, like, Chryseus lowers the girl's gun, approaches her, and whispers calm words into her ear. That's more or less what you were trying to do, my guy. Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn now. Kaylee said, I'd join if the stream was longer. You gotta show up at the beginning. Beth said, haha, same. Just finished dinner. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed your dinner. Kratos said, okay, perfect. Kaylee said, what'd you have for dinner? Beth said, some Asian dish my mom made. Oh, nice. Let's see. So it's my turn. So I'm going to kick the... Oh, Kratos is in front of her now. He's trying to prevent this kick. You're not going to prevent this kick. do a backflip over Chryseus and kick the girl in the ass as hard as I can. I'm going for that flip. I'm going for that kick. Kratos said, damn, now I sound creepier than the man with the knife. Maybe. Homegirl pulled a gun on us, so I don't know. Kaylee said, I was busy at the beginning. No problem, I understand, Kaylee. Kratos said, exactly. Jet turns and runs away from the scene. What? That's not what the fuck I said. Jake tries to stop Chryseus from running off, but she doesn't listen. She continues to run after Jet. Jake yells at her to come back here, but she ignores him completely. So the AI was like, okay, so Jet said he was going to do a backflip and kick the girl in the ass. Nah, he runs away like a little bitch. And also, Kratos is a girl now, for some reason. And she's chasing me for some reason. So the AI went all kinds of different directions with that. That's not what I wanted. Retry that action. Hit me back up. Let's see. Volt said, why are we just beating a girl? What do you mean this we? I'm the only one who's been trying to strike this girl. Kratos said, so now you're not gonna address the gunshot and knife wielder? I've had a mission this whole time. The knife wielder is saying shit to you and Volt. I'm paying attention to the girl with the gun. The gun more precedence over knife. Let's see, Kratos said yes. Then he said, wait, what? No. He said, revert that ass. Volt said lol. Kaylee said lol. Kratos said, Nick was trying to literally kick my ass. No, I was trying to kick the other girl's ass. Beth said, it makes me uncomfortable that Jet is beating girls. That's fair. Out of all the things you've ever said, maybe you feel uncomfortable. That actually makes the most sense. Volt said, why are you trying to strike the girl? She has a pistol. And she was like, I'm cool with Kratos, but your friends look like a threat. And I'm like, I am a threat. Kratos said, I've had a mission this whole time to protect this poor girl. She has a gun. Kaylee said, why'd she run up on y'all with a gun? Exactly. Volt said, what did she do to you? Run up on us with a gun and say that we're a threat. The game said, Jet continues to kneel by the girl, who is now sobbing. She grabs onto Jet's hand. What? What do you mean I continue to kneel by her? I'm not kneeling by shit. I'm kicking her in the ass as hard as I can. Chryseus stands up and walks away from the group and towards the front door of the house. She opens it and begins walking inside. We're already inside the house. The AI is so confused today. Retry. Let's get that fresh retry. Kaylee said, how is she a poor girl? She got a gun. She's also in her late teens. She doesn't really sound like a little girl or anything. Let's see. Volt said, fuck it, I'm attacking the girl too. Kratos said, correction, she ran up on you all with a gun. You were there too. Don't act like she didn't point it at everybody. Cowboy said, hi. Yo, Cowboy. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you like to talk about on the stream? Let's see. The AI said, Jet turns to Chryseus. Chryseus raises his hands up. The man with the knife falls backwards onto the ground, clutching his leg. His face contorts in pain as he tries to stand up again, but fails and collapses back down. I kind of like that last part where it checks in with the man with the knife. I'm gonna do something. So when it says Jet turns to Chryseus, I'm gonna say Jet turns to Chryseus and attempts to do a backflip over his head. Then it mentioned that Chryseus raises his hands up. So I'm gonna say Chryseus raises his hands up and knocks Jet back like a volleyball to protect the girl. Submit. Let's keep it rolling. Jahid, are you still here? And are you able to take turns, Jahid? Kratos says she ain't gonna shoot me. Watch her shoot you though. Watch her actually pull that gun though. She already has the gun pull. Watch her pull that trigger though. Click, click, clack. Cowboy said, my dude's name is Big Dick Grey Goblin. I will add you to the game as Big Dick Grey Goblin. This particular campaign seems like it needs Big Dick Grey Goblin. I don't know why he hasn't been here the whole time. Okay. Jahid, let me know if you're here. Jahid going once. Jahid going twice. Jahid. If Jahid's not here, I'm going to remove him from the turn order to help the game flow. Because I feel like recently we've been doing a lot of waiting for Jahid. But we don't have to wait for Jahid if he's not present. Let's see. So let me go back. Oh shit, that's too far back. I didn't mean to go that far back. Hold on. I should have just hit the little gear thing, but instead of hitting the little gear thing, I hit the back arrow, and it was like, do you want to exit out completely? And I'm like, no. Okay, so I'm going to remove Jahid, and jump back into the game. Okay. Beth said, or maybe she is. Kaylee said, is she a squatter? And that's her home. What's late teens? We can show her where the nearest job fair is or something. She doesn't need to squat in this abandoned house. There's a guy with a knife. The actual threat. Kratos said, ooh, I love that. He says, that is perfect. He said, I wish the girl would hit you in the knock your nuggets. Let's see. Kratos said, I tried asking why she was there. And AI Dungeon 2 be like, nah, there's a man with a knife. Volt said Jake attempts to slap the girl in the face with his gun and take her gun immediately afterwards. Okay, it is your turn actually, so. Let's see. Attempts to slap the girl in the face. I forget that we can copy and paste sometimes. I got you. Volt said, that's what I want to do on my turn. Kaylee said, shoot her in the foot, and then she said, I meant, then Kratos said, Nick Nuggets. Jake attempts to slap the girl in the face with his gun, and take her gun immediately after. The girl holds her hand out to Jake, who takes it. She then runs over to the man with the gunshot wound and puts her arms around him. She begins stroking his face and whispering comforting things into his ears. I'm sorry, what? I'm gonna put right above that. Jake slaps the girl in the face and takes her gun. Jake, are you okay with holding hands with her and walking up to the dude with the knife? Let's see. Cowboy retracted a message. Beth said, I want to eat those Nick Nuggets. Then Kaylee said, this bitch on meth. Volt said, God damn it, AI Dungeon, let the man die. And then Volt said, I guess. Okay. Now it's Big Dick Gray Goblin's turn. Kratos said, is she gonna leave me for the guy with the knife? She ain't leaving this room. Kratos, what the fuck? Kratos' character actually seems like the creepiest. Like, I'm just trying to beat her up because she thought we were a threat. Volt, I think Volt's mainly been getting railroaded by the game. Kratos is like, hey, don't worry. Not young, late teen with a gun. How are you doing? And then late teen with a gun just completely ignores Kratos' character. And then he goes, this means war. And I'm like, whoa, what is this? From simp to pimp? I can't, what rhymes with simp that's like a serial killer? From simp to serial killer? Just use the alliteration. From simp to serial. Volt said, we are so abusive. Nostalgic Age said, all the violence, lol. Kaylee said, lol. Right now we're waiting for Cowboy. It's his turn. He said, use cum shot on guy with the knife. Okay. Attempts to come on the man with the knife. Because of course he does. He's Big Dick Grey Goblin. That's his name. What else is he supposed to do? Let's see. Kratos said Simpial. Drac Valentine said, I can't afford a support fee for game. He said, I've looked everywhere on both browser and app versions of the game, and still have no idea where to find already hosted games. Can anyone confirm where and how? Oh, here's what you have to do. So you have to let me know what your username is in AI Dungeon 2, and then I add you to the game, and then it should show that you're in a multiplayer game. Volt said, okay, that kinky, and then he said, kinky boy. Big Dick Grey Goblin grabs the man by the hair and pulls his head back so he can come all over himself. Not so that Big Dick Grey Goblin can come on the man, so that the man can come on himself. So I just imagine a Big Dick Grey Goblin walking up to this dude who has a bullet wound in his leg, who's getting stroked by a girl in her late teens, who's whispering comforting words to him, while also holding Volt's hand, and Volt's holding two guns. And we're in an abandoned house, and Kratos is upset because his simping has failed, and I'm upset because I didn't get to kick the girl as hard as I can. Then it says the goblin spits out some semen, which lands on the girl's chest. He doesn't come. It doesn't come out his dick. He spits it. He just has some ready. It's like the casual Listerine. I think that's fine. Sure. Let's go with that. Kratos, it's your turn. Volt said, oh god, no. Drac Valentine said, oh. Kaylee said, oh my. Kratos said, this story should go in Heart of Heroes. No, it shouldn't. No, it should not. Volt said, Big Dick Grey Goblin must be totally doing some nasty things to that man. He said, oh no. Kaylee said, imagine trying to rob someone and you get shot. Some meth girl trying to comfort you and a dude comes on himself. If anything, based on the way you described the scenario, and then you come on yourself. Let's see, Volt said, oh god, why? Kaylee said, I think the guy with the knife is the real victim here. Drac Valentine said, so that would be user 1369096. Volt said, why is this a thing? Because Cowboy was like, I'm gonna be as inappropriate as possible. Let's see. Nostalgic Gaming said, well, that escalated quickly. And then Cowboy said, yes. Chrysia sighs. Have you ever read a word and you're like, I know what this word is, but I haven't read it out loud before? I figured out as I was talking. Chrysia sighs. Exasperately. Again, I was like, I know that word. I was like, how the fuck do I say it? Chrysia sighs exasperately, heading fearlessly out of his room into the darkness, braving the horrors within. Oh, not out of his room, out of this room into the darkness, braving the horrors within. The four men sit together in silence for a while, trying to come up with a plan. Finally, Jake speaks. We should get out of here. What do you mean? There's nothing left here except goblins and ghosts. He should have said, there's nothing left here except Big Dick Grey Goblins, specifically. And I don't think they're a ghost. We didn't kill anybody. Are there ghosts here? Are there ghosts present? Kratos said, I think this game is consistently ignoring me. It said the four guys. That's probably Volt, you and I, and either the homeless man with the knife or Big Dick Grey Goblins. One of those. I don't know who number 4 is. Let's see. Let's see. Cowboy said, "How watches Baki?" I haven't watched Baki. Volt said, "It doesn't want your simping anywhere near this child, Kratos, and that's okay." Kaylee said, "Lol." Kratos said, "But I said I left, and then it ignored the action." And Ninja 2 was like, "No, you didn't." Or maybe it did, because then it said the four men gather. Maybe that's like minus Kratos. So it could be Bolt and I, the guy who got shot, and Big Dick Grey Goblin. Also, it's past time. So it's time for me to end the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope everyone's having a wonderful night so far. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever you do these live streams. You're for new boy, Jeff, like one only log out. Peace, chicken. Let's see. Kratos said, "But I said I left, then it ignored that action." He said I was trying to go away, not simp. Kratos said, "I'll revert and try again." Cowboy said, "You haven't watched Baki, Nick? You need to watch it." I've heard it's good. Volt said, "Have a good day, man. Have a good day, you guys." See you guys soon. Peace.